Alright. And I'm not muted. Good. Okay. We're trying this one last time. Because... Okay, so... Welcome to another build video. Here on the Gamer with Taste channel. This is a Remnant 2 build video this time around. Old game, but... I still play it, I guess. I just got done finishing up my build for my Detonation Ritualist. So we are Ritualist as our prime archetype. I really like the prime perk that Ritualist gets, being able to spread statuses on death, on enemy death is just too good. It's just way too good. You have to have it. It's amazing. Now, I've found that my favorite status effect to apply is actually the detonation trigger. I really like the detonation trigger. The 1488 burning damage over 10 seconds, you know, it might not necessarily be the most damage overall, but it's a really good damage per tick. 1488 over 10 seconds. 10 seconds is relatively short. I really like it. I really, really like it. And we get a flat 25% extra damage on our explosions, which is pretty similar to all the other bonuses that we get on all the other necklaces. It's just now we have burning damage as well on our explosions, which is pretty nice. Now, how are we triggering... Well, before we go any further... We have Summoner as our secondary class, and the only real reason why we have this is so that we get the 35% explosive damage increase and the 5% explosive crit chance. It also talks about mod damage, but I don't think the mod that we're using actually benefits from mod damage at all. So there's that to keep in mind. But you know, how are we triggering explosions? Everything we do triggers explosions. Everything. We get a perfect dodge. We have the Mark of the Destroyer on, so we get an explosive blast every time we get a perfect dodge. And we have Thorn. I really like Thorn because it has innate explosive damage in the gun. Most other guns in the game, their explosive damage is attached to the mod, or you have to throw on a certain mutator just to get explosive damage to proc on the weapon. But this one just has explosive damage on the gun. So I really like Thorn as my primary weapon. We do have Kill Switch on, and Kill Switch is amazing. So switching to this weapon creates an explosive burst which deals 1650 damage to all enemies within 9.45 meters. A lot of damage. It's actually a lot of damage. That's more than the total amount of damage we get from the detonation triggers burning, right? And this happens all at once, and it triggers the detonation triggers burning. So very, very good. 9.45 meters is a huge range. Absolutely huge range. This is huge. Like, Kill Switch is amazing. Do not sleep on Kill Switch. Our melees, because we have Volatile Strike, dealing melee damage creates a blast, which deals 1134 explosive damage. Every second. Happens every second. Every other second. Like, every other melee hit gets a bonus 1134 damage. We only deal 162 damage, but because of Volatile Strike, we get an extra 1134 on every other melee hit. It's incredible. It's so good. It is so good. It's invaluable. And we have a ranged melee option because we're using the Krell Axe. And we apply Overloaded. So on our ranged melee, we apply Overloaded, we get an explosion, and that explosion will trigger burning. So we get 2 status effects on our charged melees. Very, very good, because we're using the Ahane crystal. And then we have Anguish. And Anguish, I mean, honestly, if Detonation Trigger isn't the star of the show, then Anguish is, because Anguish is our bossing weapon. Anguish is our big damage dealer, really. So, Loathe the Weak is just an incredible mod, and you slap feedback on this baby, you slap feedback on Anguish, and you turn Anguish into a monster. Just a absolute monster of a weapon. It's incredible. I love it. So that allows us to basically chain mod uses. So that's why I use feedback. So for the rest of the rings that we use, Red Ring of Death is really, really good. Duplicates the last damaging negative status effect applied to the target, reduces outgoing status effect damage by 10%. So honestly, the 10% damage reduction is well worth the damaging negative status effect duplication. It's worth it. It's very much worth it. You would be a fool not to slap this thing on if you're using Ritualist as your primary archetype. And then, like I said, we already have the Ahane Crystal. We're not always making full use out of the Ahane Crystal, but if we want to make extra use out of it, we do have Miasma. We have it. We have Miasma, and we can get the full use out of the Ahane Crystal. Otherwise, you know, you throw a Krell Axe, you get 10% extra damage because of it. You apply Burning to an enemy, that's 5% extra damage because of it. When you're mobbing, it doesn't matter nearly as much. When you're bossing, it does. I wouldn't worry about what ring goes here. Like, the Ahane Crystal is just good. I think it's worth it. I have the Nightmare Sigil because I love Lifesteal. I mean, you'll also see I'm rocking the Profane Heart. I think Lifesteal is just amazing, and it's everything to me. I use it on all my builds. So, on Perfect Dodge, increase base lifesteal by 5% for 10 seconds. The 10-second cooldown is honestly, you know, in boss fights, you're chaining together enough Perfect Dodges, it should pretty much just be up all the time, almost. So, like, I don't know. I think this is well worth it. I think, like, if you don't want to use this, I'm usually rocking the Tear of Lydusa. If you want more damage, you could use the Shadow of Misery. Honestly, if you want to take off the Ahane Crystal and throw on the Shadow of Misery, might be a good idea, you know? Actually, now that I think about it, probably is a better idea. But whatever. You know, you can use the Ahane Crystal if you want the full bonus from Miasma. Otherwise, yeah, I mean... But this is only status effect damage. If you have the Ahane Crystal, the thing with the Ahane Crystal is that everything I deals additional damage. So I think that's why I have the Ahane Crystal on instead of the Shadow of Misery. Yeah, that is why. So my explosions actually deal more damage and not just my status effects. So, traits, Affliction, status effect duration, very, very good. I have armor effectiveness, kinship. You need kinship. If you don't have kinship, I don't know if you need all 10 levels of it, but if you don't have kinship, you will kill yourself. You will kill yourself with Anguish. Anguish will kill you. It will. I guarantee it. Unless you play very, very, very carefully. And even if you still do, it will kill you, I swear. So, you need kinship. That is required. I have vigor. I have some triage. I like regrowth. Spirit is pretty necessary, along with chakra. That's pretty necessary. Amplitude is amazing. A no-brainer, honestly. Footwork, we are doing a lot of shooting with Anguish. So having extra movement speed while you're aiming is very, very good. It's a good defensive thing to invest in. Leech for extra lifesteal. Siphoner for extra lifesteal. I think both of those are very well worth it. Obviously, if there's anything you think, should be moved around, you can do so. This is what worked for me. This is what works for me. This is what I advise. This is what I do. Exactly, how many points into footwork, how many points into amplitude and triage and whatever. You don't really have to worry about. Just know you need kinship, and spirit and chakra are pretty much mandatory. Kinship, spirit, and chakra, pretty much mandatory. Amplitude, very, very good. Highly advised. Vigor makes a lot of sense. Affliction makes a lot of sense. But, you do what works for you. As far as your prism is concerned, you have, I don't know. I feel like there's not a whole lot of options for us here in this area. Like, we have status effect damage. I mean, status effect damage is good. It's not our main source of damage. Fire rate is really good. Explosive damage is really good. You might as well get the 5% damage reduction along with it. But then we have meta, weak spot damage, and critical damage. I mean, it's extra damage for weak spots and criticals, so I don't know. Why not? I don't know what else to really say. Mod damage and mod power generation. I don't think we actually benefit from the mod damage at all, but we do benefit from the mod power generation. We might as well have the mod damage along with it since we can get it, I guess. And then I have status effect damage, explosive damage, and mod power generation slotted in. Makes sense. We really want the mod power generation so that we can chain Anguish mod uses together. That's why we invest so much into mod power generation. And then my legendary prism perk increases all damage by 40%. I can't say that this is the best option. I really was looking for Wrecking Ball, which would make all of your explosive damage a guaranteed critical hit. That would maybe be the best, because then you have a new scaler for your damage, and you can grab the critical damage buff when you go through your boss rushes, right? Or what you could do is, instead of using the Hane crystal, you could throw on the probability cord. Boom, right there. Flat 20% extra damage no matter what. I mean, it's only on explosions though. That's the thing. Is like, you're not getting that bonus on your status effects. That's the one thing I do like about Jack of all trades, is like the critical hit multiplier is like 50% bonus, but that will only apply to explosions. Jack of all trades, 40%, and that applies to explosions. That applies to sticking enemies with Loathe the Weak needles. It applies to sticking people with Thorn needles. It applies to the melee damage. It does apply to the explosive damage. It applies to the burning damage and my miasma damage. Any damage I deal, right? And I think that's fairly valuable. Like, scaling everything by 40%, I think is worth something. So, I don't know. I think you have two options. You can do Jack of all trades, and I don't think that's a bad option at all. But Wrecking Ball is probably going to be the better of the two, I would think. Just because it just opens up that extra damage avenue. And, yeah, that's really it, honestly. That's everything. So to show off the build, I'm gonna fight the tumor. Hopefully I don't die. It's on APOC. I really don't want to die. And there you go. There you have it. So at the very end there, you saw how Kill Switch can deal a lot of extra damage. When you feel surrounded, if you feel surrounded, Kill Switch is amazing. Kill Switch will just completely wipe all the mobs around you, and it's just so good. As far as mobbing is concerned, I do like to use the Thorn to mob. I think it's just better that way. You don't have to worry about balancing your mod and getting your mod to work for you. But it's also nice to just, you know, sometimes all you need to do is focus on getting perfect dodges, and that's it. That's all you really need to do. And that can mob for you, which is really nice. It feels good. And there's so many different ways of applying explosions and applying burning damage, like and it is nice too, because when you get overloaded applied to your character, now you just have an extra means of offense, and it's getting those perfect dodges on those overloaded blasts. If you're able to do that near an enemy, it's like a free perfect dodge, you know? Like, the timing has to work out, but it's kind of fun. That makes it a little fun. Let's do another boss here real quick, although I'll admit, this guy is a little scary. This guy might take some time. He might kill me. The One True King, he might. He has some powerful attacks. He has one powerful attack. And there we have it. Just like that. So, I mean, that was just an APOC triple threat. So you saw the ending of that. But yeah, that's the build. That's everything. So, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a good one. Hope you continue having good ones. And I hope to catch you on the next video, whenever that will be. I'm not entirely sure when it will be, but, you know, hopefully I'll catch you there when it happens. But until the next video, I'm going to have to catch you later. Take care.